Hello, friends. We have a very senior leader in education, Dr. Parag Aminji. He's a registrar from Atlas Skill Tech University, Mumbai. We welcome you, Dr. Parag, in today's forum.
Thank you.
Would like to understand some new skills initiatives in your universities.
So first and foremost, let me thank Kumar Anand for organizing this wonderful conclave. And I think it is very relevant. The theme Digital Bharat, I think, is very not only innovative but very contemporary and very practical and realistic in today's context. What Bharat or what India needs today is there's a lot of talk which is going on about skills, but the question is, what are we doing about skills?
Right.
So, speaking about what activities we are doing at my university, which is one of the, I mean, we take pride in saying that we are the first urban private skills university.
Absolutely.
We are based in Mumbai, in a corporate area which is BKC.
Yeah.
We have a lot of focus on empowering our students to learn what is called as doing,
Okay.
because when we talk about a traditional teaching learning, there are two components. One is called as knowing and another is called as doing. Being a skill tech university, we have a lot of focus on doing. So let me give you some examples. So for instance, if what is the biggest challenge that we are facing today in India? The biggest challenge is there are a lot of people who are seeking employment,
Okay.
and there are very few people who are actually generating employment. So one of the activities that we are doing at our university, and which is also a focus area for our university, is we are actually developing entrepreneurs. We are encouraging startups so that they can be employment generators and not employment seekers. So one of the major focus areas, and the way we are doing this is with the confluence of technology, entrepreneurship, management, and design. So these are the four pillars that we bring, and we try to empower our students. So a student who goes out is a student who is capable of standing on his own and able to start his or her own enterprise. So whatever skills are required to be able to start that enterprise is something that we offer to the student as a part of the teaching learning process.
So, any initiatives you have done in teacher training, sir? When skilling comes to it, I'm sure what kind of, it could be like an academic skilling, it could be in skilling related to adoption of the technologies. In teacher training, what are the initiatives you have taken?
So there are two, three areas in which we have actually been, I will not say teaching the teachers or training the teachers, I would rather say empowering the teachers, empowering the faculty. So there are two, three areas. One area is in terms of technology, because if you really look at the kind of supporting environment that we have created at our university, it is completely technologically enabled. So, for example, the entire the entire value chain of dealing with a student is actually done through technology. So, right from the attendance monitoring or taking the attendance to, let's say, the assignments, to the examinations, to the assessments, everything is happening through technology.
Okay.
So we are empowering teachers, we are empowering our faculty by creating that environment, making that environment available to them, and also training them on that environment. So that is one part. Second part is in terms of, also training them how to create a learning environment, right? In traditional terms, we would call it training to train, training how to teach.
Right.
So there are faculty development programs that are done practically once every semester or once every trimester, in which the faculty members are actually encouraged to share the best practices, and we get experts from outside, resource persons from outside to come and share the best practices with the faculty. And the third and the important part, because we all believe that student has to be at the center of any teaching learning process. So to that extent, we pride ourselves on saying that we are very student centric.
Right.
So we also empower our faculty on student centricity. How do you bring that student centricity? How do you carry empathy into the classroom?
Right.
And how do you make them empathetic in the process? So these are the three areas in which we actually empower our faculty.
So forums like this, where you see representation of academicians from KG to PG, then corporate, and the representation from government, how does it help the community stakeholders like us?
See, I think you are doing a commendable job simply because you're bringing all of them together, because these are all the important stakeholders. See, some of them are providers, some of them are consumers, right? For example, I am somebody who represents a university that provides a lot of skills, that provides a lot of students, right? Then there is corporate who is supposed to employ these students. So they are some of the important stakeholders, right? And then there are regulators, there are the government bodies who regulate all of us. Now it is very important that all these stakeholders are on a common platform, because if there is no common platform, there's always a communication gap in between, right? So what I produce and what they want should be the same, right? That is where we can actually fulfill that demand and supply kind of a equation. And what the regulator creates as a policy, if it doesn't support me and if it doesn't empower me as a university to create what the industry wants, then it's of no use. And therefore, this is a fantastic platform that you have created by bringing all of them together.
Absolutely, sir. Good to know that. Parag sir would also, I'm very pleased to share that we are a media startup and we are in a media company. It has been our 3 years of existence, lot of experiences of many success, many failures we've experienced. But with this, the journey continues as a media company. Any message or any wishes would you like to share with Adako Media Group?
So this is the second event that I'm attending, organized by Ardercom. And to tell you very, very frankly, I was very impressed when I attended the first event, which was at Pune last year. And the kind of lineup of the speakers that you have had, the way you had organized the entire thing, the way you had conducted the entire thing was phenomenal. And the same thing I witnessed today when I looked at the stellar lineup of speakers. See, there's a lot of wisdom that is getting shared on such forums, and I think you are doing a great job in terms of making this wisdom available to everybody and anybody. And you are saying in your humility that you are a startup. I would rather like to say that I don't think you are a startup. You have started long time back, and you have probably achieved something that a lot of established companies have not been able to achieve in so many years. So you have achieved something great in these 2 3 years. The kind of credibility that you have already got, the kind of visibility that you are getting, and more importantly, all this is happening because of the kind of work that you are doing. Because at the end of the day, if your purpose is good, I think automatically, you will become more visible, and people will start, appreciating the work that you are doing. And all of us in the academic community, and I'm sure the kind of people that you have been able to really mobilize, that's a reflection of what we think about Ardercom. So the moment we get a message from Ardercom, we are excited to be a part of these kind of events. So keep going, and I think do remember us when you have the next event. And wish you all the best. I'm sure that Ardercom will probably grow from strength to strength. And today we are talking about you organizing events in multiple cities in India. I would love to have you organize multiple events across the world and project Bharat, project India, and the kind of work that is happening in India. If you could project that internationally, and I'm sure Adarcom would be able to do that probably in the next 2 3 years' time. And my best wishes to all of you.
Great, great. Good to know that from you, sir. And the blessings are always coming from Dr. Hindusani ma'am, from Siddharth ji. They have been a part and parcel of many of the forums in the past also. They could not be a part of this, but you have been representing it. We would need your assistance and blessings in coming days as well. Thank you so much.
We are all with you and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.